first uranium discovery in Australia. I decided we really ought to try to get involved there, because our executives knew the uranium business pretty well. This major discovery was made in Australia. I was in Namibia, and I decided I'll go to Australia. I had a contact that I knew from my borax days in Perth, and he was a consultant, and I talked to him first before I arrived and asked him to do what he could to find out what was going on in the Northern Territory with this discovery. I got to Perth, and my colleague had some maps, and he introduced me to a representative of, I can't remember the name of the bank, but it was one of the major banks in Australia. He knew who the principals were in this discovery, and got the name of the guy who was doing this work in the Northern Territory, who was a Canadian, incidentally, a Canadian lawyer, and through him got a very good land position in the Northern Territory. I negotiated a 35% interest with the Pan-Continental. We funded the work, and it was drilling intensive, and as a result, we discovered the Jabiluka deposit. We had to do a deal with the government. We could only take a 35% interest in uranium in Australia that we brought to Pan-Continental, whose geologists were all from Canada, incidentally, Canadian geologists, was that you really need to spend time, you need to do more drilling. They were geologically oriented and did way more, or wanted to do way more geology than I thought was necessary to discover. And we finally got through to the Pan-Con guys that you only need to go so far, or you can only go so far in doing mapping. Time you find out whether there's anything down there. I think this difference between the geologist as a scientist and the geologist as an explorationist is one of the very important facets of our game, the game of exploration. I found in all the work I've done that there are many, many good geological organizations, but they spend their time doing very good science and missing the boat on the exploration, because they won't drill a hole. They in many cases want to do more work rather than drill the hole, see what's down there, and get out.